on our backs today. I'm going to talk a little bit, then we're going to do a few Pilates moves, and then we'll go into what we normally do. Hi, honey. So first, starting on your back, your feet can be on the mat or your legs can be outstretched in front of you, whatever's most comfortable. And just breathe here for a moment. Settle into your pose. See if you can make your spine nice and long. You can begin to pay attention to your breath. You don't need to change or modify it in any way. No need to judge it. I've been feeling very disconnected from my body lately, so we're going to do a little exercise to help with that. Even the vocabulary I choose, my body instead of me, it's still me. Sometimes it's beneficial to think of your mind and your body as two separate entities. But today we're going to focus on being one whole thing. So you're laying down, I can't see you. You can be as silly as you want when we do this. You can make it feel as sexy as you want, as empowering as you want, as comfortable as you want, as comforting as you want, because nobody can see you, so you can do whatever you want. But I want you to start just by bending one of your knees into your chest. You can bring the other leg up if you want. And we're going to start just by touching our own toes. You can bend your knees any way to get your feet up towards your hands. And just while you're touching your toes, take your hand across your feet. Maybe give yourself a little arch massage, maybe a little ball of foot massage. Touch your heels. Maybe they're a bit rough from gardening. I know mine are. And then you can move up to your ankle and your shin. You can hold your leg like it's comfortable, like you're supporting it, or you can even do a nice little drapey, sexy thing with your fingers, whatever makes you comfortable and makes you feel like yourself. You can move to your knee and the space behind your knee. Hi, Doug. Move up to your thighs. Feel your belly, your low belly, where all your organs are nice and protected. And when you're done, finished with that, you can start on your second set of toes, feeling each individual toe, feeling the bottom of your feet, maybe giving yourself a nice little foot massage, feeling your heel, feeling the top of your foot and your ankle, your calf and your shin. Holding your legs supportively. Move onto your knee, your thighs. You can just gently place your hands on your hips here. Maybe your legs want to windshield wiper back and forward. You continue up your torso. You can give yourself a nice big hug, reaching those hands behind your back. Up on top of your shoulders, maybe bring your hand to the opposite arm. Touch your hands together. Excuse me. And then you can start with your face. You can touch as much as your face as you're comfortable with. Touch the top of your head, maybe the back of your head, back of your neck. Just Just remind yourself that this is your body, this is you, and you are amazing and a miracle and all and everything wonderful. So take a nice deep inhale. Inhale that oxygen to every part of you. You can exhale out through your mouth if you'd like. Inhaling all the nice, good, positive energy in the room, making it move throughout your whole body. And then exhale anything that's no longer serving you. Something that's no longer serving you could be a thought or an idea or an attitude, a behavior. It can be a physical thing. And when you feel nice and relaxed and comfortable, we're going to hug both knees into your chest. You can rock back and forth, roll to and fro, whatever you need to do. And we'll hug the right leg in and extend the left leg out in front of you. It can be at a 45-degree angle. It can be at like a, 20-degree angle, just so it's hovering off the mat. Check in with your low back. Make sure you're nice and comfortable here. Pull that core into itself. Pull that core in, pull that belly button towards the spine. We'll bring that extended leg up to about a 45-degree angle. Hugging that right knee into the chest. We'll just inhale the leg up to a 90-degree angle. You can flex your foot here if you'd like. Exhale, you can point the toe, point that leg out, lower that leg down, almost so you're hitting the mat, but make sure you don't touch. Inhale that leg back up. You can flex your feet when you've reached the top. Exhale, point the toe, bring that leg down almost to the mat. Inhale, flex the foot, bring that leg up. Exhale, pointing the toe back down. Inhaling back up, flexing that foot. Exhaling down, pointing the toe. And your next inhale, we'll switch legs. Hold that left leg in, extend the right leg out. You can bring it to a 90-degree angle or a 45-degree angle or a 20-degree angle. Just stretch the leg out, hovering it over the ground. On your next inhale, we'll bring it up to a 45-degree angle, then a 90-degree angle. You can flex the foot at the top here. You can check in with that low back. On your next exhale, you can point the toe and bring the leg down to the mat, just hovering above the ground. Inhaling the leg back up, flexing the foot into the air. Exhaling to point the toe, bring the leg back down. Hold that bent leg into your body nice and tightly. Inhaling the leg back up to a 90-degree angle. And exhaling back down. Two more like this, inhaling up, exhaling down. One more, inhaling up and exhaling down. Hug both knees into the chest again. Give yourself a nice little wobble back and forth. This time we'll extend both legs into the air. You can come down to a 45-degree angle and straighten those knees if you like. Flex the feet and bring them back up to a 90-degree angle. You can help if you'd like to bring the back of the hands to the thighs and bring your legs straight, or you can reach your hands out to the side, either grabbing the mat for leverage, or if you'd like an added challenge, keeping those hands hovering above the ground. Inhale, nice big inhale here with your legs at a 90-degree angle, feet like they're stomping on the ceiling. We'll exhale, point the toes, bring the legs down as far as you can without touching the ground. And then inhale back up into the air. Exhaling down, pointing the toes, coming to hover above the mat. Inhaling back up, flexing the feet on the way. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. One more like that. Exhaling the legs down. And inhaling back up to a 90-degree angle. Hug those knees into your chest again. This time we'll place the right leg onto the mat. Extend the left leg into the air at a 90-degree angle. See if you can flex that foot. We'll just make big circles in the air, bringing that leg across to the knee, and then out nice and wide to the side. Come back up to center, that's one. Going towards the knee again, out to the side, coming back up, that's two. Don't forget to breathe. You can exhale as the leg goes down and inhale as it comes back up. Another one like that. Big circles in the air. And last one. This time taking the same leg, we'll make big circles in the opposite direction. Inhaling back up towards the knee. Exhaling down to the side, inhaling back up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Nice big circles to the outside. One more. And we'll hug both knees into the chest again. Exhale the left leg down to the mat. Inhale that right leg into the air. Flex the foot onto the ceiling. Starting with the interior, drop the leg towards your bent knee. Come down and up, making big circles with the legs. Exhale the leg down. Inhale the leg back up. Exhaling the leg down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. One more like that. And when we come back to the top, we'll exhale the leg back down in the opposite direction. Going to the outside, then the in. Seeing if you can keep your hips nice and sturdy against the mat. See if you can keep that belly button pulled towards the spine. Do one more like that. And when you're ready, we'll hug both knees into your chest. Option here to lift the head, neck, and chest off the mat. You can bring your hands back behind your head if you'd like. One hand sitting on top of the other. We're going to do crisscrosses. I have to steal my arm back from my dog. Okay, placing your hands behind your back. We're going to start with the left elbow, right knee, bringing the left elbow into the right knee, reaching your body across. Keep a nice right angle in that knee. Extend the left leg out. There we go. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, switching to the other side. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale, opposite knee comes towards you. Inhaling back to the center. Nice tabletop pose with the knees. Exhaling to the opposite side. Inhaling center, exhaling to the other side. Inhaling center, exhaling. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the opposite side. We'll do one more like this. Inhaling to the center, exhaling opposite knee. Relax your head, neck, and chest down. Relax your legs to the ground. We'll windshield wiper our knees back and forth. Extend your legs out in front of you. And we'll roll onto one side. It's okay, hey, it's okay, sit, you're okay. Bring your elbow underneath your shoulder. Your palm can be flat on the mat, sit. Extending to the side here, so you have the outer edge of your hip underneath you. Thank you so much. Extend this top leg out. We're just going to do nice, easy leg lifts to start. So just inhale the leg into the air and then exhale back down. See if you can pull that belly button into the spine. Keep it in nice and tight. You can add any foot motion you want. If you want to inhale, pointing the toes, flexing the feet to exhale, whatever you'd like. When you feel like you've had about 5 to 7 good ones of those, we're going to just come into a side plank. So make sure you're nice and comfortable with this elbow here. We're going to lift the hip off the ground. If you're comfortable with this back leg for stability, all good. If not, you can do a nice little half or side plank, be my guest. If you would like to add an additional exercise into the mix, you can come into your side plank. Hello, dog. Please sit. Come into your side plank and do your leg lift here. You can always use this hand to stabilize anything you'd like to do here. And if you've gotten 5 good breaths in a side plank, you can rest your hip down to the mat. Lift out of that shoulder girdle. Make sure you're nice and strong here in this bicep. Palm is flat on the mat. Come back into your side plank. Add this leg for stability if you need to. We're just going to do a little hip dip. So coming into your side plank, exhale, lower that hip to the ground. Inhale for side plank. Exhale, lower the hip to the ground. Do 3 more like that. And when you're on your last one, you can exhale back onto your back. And we'll inhale to roll onto the opposite side. We'll do gentle leg lifts here. Placing that hand down underneath you, elbow is underneath your shoulder. Inhaling your opposite leg into the air, exhaling back down. Inhaling your leg into the air, exhaling back down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We'll do 1 more like that. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Coming into your side plank here. Again, you have 3 options. Coming up on that foot, pressing that elbow into the mat. You can always add a leg in the back for stability. Or if you need a challenge, you can always add your leg lifts to your side plank. When you're ready, you can dip down, placing that hip back down to the mat, extending your opposite leg on top. And we'll come into the side plank again, adding that leg behind you if you need to. We'll just do 5 hip dips. Exhaling to dip that hip to the mat. Inhaling to lift it back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling all the way back down. You can roll onto your bellies and we'll come into a tabletop pose. Wrists underneath elbows, underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll start by inhaling, dropping the udder down, shining the chest forward for cow pose. Exhaling, rounding in the back, pulling the belly button towards the spine, cat pose. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. You can do this movement at your own pace and your own breath. Warming up the spine. You can begin to add S and C curves if you'd like. When you're ready, we'll come back into a neutral spine and tabletop. We'll inhale the left arm into the air, keeping the hips nice and even. Exhale, thread that arm under, place the opposite outside of the shoulder onto the mat and walk your hand forward. Option to bring the same leg as hand back out behind you. Pulling that belly button towards your spine to stabilize. On your next exhale, you can bring your knee and hand back to the mat. Press against the ground, reach your arm into the air, and exhale back down to the mat. Inhale the right arm into the air. Twisting from the midsection, reaching both arms in either direction, keeping those hips even. Exhale, place the outer edge of the shoulder onto the mat. Option to walk the left hand forward and bring the left leg out back behind you. Pull that belly button towards the spine to stabilize. Exhaling your knee back down, bringing this hand back and reaching into the air with your right arm. Exhale to come back to tabletop pose. From here, we'll reach the left leg back behind you and the right arm out in front. Pull the belly button towards the spine here. Reach the hand out front. Reach the foot back behind you. Breathe here. Make sure you're not holding any tension in the back of your neck. On your next exhale, we'll bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, fold elbow to knee. Inhale, nice and long. One more, exhaling, folding the elbow to the knee. Inhale the arm nice and long and place it back down on the mat. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air, straight back behind you. Left arm comes forward. Reaching the arms and leg in either direction. Feel that big scissoring action in your midsection. See if you can pull your belly button towards the spine. See if you can let go of any tension you may have in the back of your neck. On your next exhale, we can pull the belly button towards the spine, bring the elbow towards the knee. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, folding, bringing that elbow towards the knee. Inhale, long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and long. Exhaling, placing the hands and knees back down to the mat for tabletop pose. Breathing in tabletop. We're going to push into downward facing dog. And then we're going to roll forward to plank. Breathing in plank. We're going to lift the right leg into the air. And exhale, bring the knee forward. Just in the front of you, as though you were about to bring your foot between your hands. But this time we're just going to bring the knee forward. Exhale back to three-legged dog. Drop that right foot on the ground. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Lift that left leg into the air. And then exhale here. Inhale, bring that knee forward like you're going to place your foot down. Exhale, back to three-legged dog. Place your foot back down to the mat for downward facing dog. And begin to pedal out through your feet. Breathing here, stretching those calves nice and long. When you're ready, we'll inhale and lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips. Breathe one full breath here. Option to lift your right arm into the air and drop that right leg back behind you for rock star pose. On your next exhale, we'll bring our hips back to center, drop that foot back down onto the mat. Inhale the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips. One breath here. Option to drop that back leg back behind you and lift your left arm into the air for rock star pose. On your next exhale, you can bring your arm back, bring your leg back, and come back into downward facing dog. We'll do 3 breaths in down dog. And on your third exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Your knees can be bent as deeply or shallowly as you'd like here. Start by just nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. Make sure you're not holding any tension in the back of your neck. Make sure your jaw is nice and loose. Maybe you start off with bent knees, and with each exhale, you unbend them a little. Maybe you start with pretty straight knees, but you're not folded forward as far. But with each exhale, you seem to settle into the pose a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins. Make your spine nice and long, relaxing your tailbone. On your next exhale, fold all the way forward. Option here to grab opposite elbows and sway back and forth. You can interlace your hands behind your back. Grab your big toes with yogi toe lock. You can place the bottoms of your feet on your palms, bringing your toes to your wrist crease if you'd like. When you're ready, you can slowly roll up to stand and come to mountain pose in the front of the mat. All right. Sun salutations. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Make sure your feet are hips width distance apart. We'll inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Sorry, Trey. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to slowly roll up to stand. Exhale to let it all go. Do 4 more like that. Inhale, arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, Utthatatsana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rolling up to stand, vertebrae on vertebrae. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, arms above head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhaling, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale to roll up to stand. Exhale to release your arms to your sides. Inhale, arms above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Exhale, hands at your sides. Last one like this, we'll inhale, arms above head. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling, folding forward. And inhaling, rolling up to stand. Exhale your hands at either side. Release any tension you may have. Give your body a nice little quick shake out. And we'll stand in mountain pose for Surya Namaskar B. Inhale your arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your bum, bring your arms forward for chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the leg forward, help it if you need to, so you're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. From here, we'll plant the left hand onto the mat. Inhale the right arm into the air, low lunge twist. Breathe 3 breaths here. Option to come up into a high lunge. Woo. Make sure that low lunge is nice and sturdy. Option to come up into a high lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center. Come back down and twist again, linking that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press the knee against the elbow, elbow against the knee. Press the palms against each other. Breathing here. Inhaling back up into the air. Exhale to frame that front foot. Get back into a nice, comfortable low lunge. We'll rotate that back heel down and inhale back up into the air for warrior one. Exhale your hands back behind you, interlacing those fingers back behind your back. We'll exhale down for humble warrior. We'll inhale back up to warrior one. Exhale back down to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale to press back to downward facing dog. Three breaths in down dog. Sorry about that, dog emergency. Okay, coming back into down dog, we'll inhale, lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the foot forward, help it if you need to. So you're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. Place the right hand on the mat, lift the left arm into the air, low lunge twist. 3 breaths here. While your hand is supporting you here, see if you can get a really nice right angle in that knee. On your next inhale, we'll come into a high lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center, and we'll hook that right elbow over the outside of the left knee. Pressing the palms against each other, pressing that elbow against your knee. Breathe here. On your next inhale, we'll come back into our high lunge. Exhale, back down to frame that front foot. Make sure you come back into your nice, sturdy, low lunge. We'll rotate that back heel down. And we'll inhale up for warrior one. Then we'll exhale, release your hands back behind you, and then come down into your humble warrior. Release your hands down to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Three breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll up to stand. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale the arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming into chair pose, bending those knees, lowering the bum down. Breathing in chair. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can heel toe your feet together if that makes you more comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, we'll twist again, bringing that elbow to the outside of the knee. See if you can lower your bum more than I am. See if you can twist from that midsection, pressing the palms against each other, pressing that elbow to the outside of the knee. On your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up to chair. Exhale, hands through heart center, inhaling here. Exhale, twisting to the Opposite side. On your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up to chair and exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing the foot in between your hands, help it if you need to, low lunge. Inhale, back heel down, lift the arms into the air for warrior one. Exhale, release your hands behind you and come forward for humble warrior. Inhale, back up for warrior one. Exhale, frame that front foot, kick it back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing the foot forward, help it if you need to, low lunge. Inhale, rotate that back heel down, lift the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you, come down for humble warrior. Inhale your arms above your head again, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to frame that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to roll up to stand. Exhale your hands to your sides. Excuse me. Inhale your arms in the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Check in with that left heel, bring it back down to the mat. On your exhale, bend your knee, bring your foot forward in between your hands. Help it if you need to. Low lunge. Inhale, rotate that back heel down, come into warrior one. Exhale, hands behind your back, humble warrior. Inhale, arms in the air, warrior one. Exhale, arms out to the side, warrior two. Breathing here. On your next inhale, bring your palm up, forward, and then back to reverse your warrior. Make sure your front knee is still bent. On your next inhale, straighten that leg, come back into warrior two arms. Exhale, come all the way forward and then down for triangle pose. And place your hand on a block, on the mat, or on your shin. Breathing here. On your next inhale, we'll come back into warrior two. Exhale down into side angle pose. Breathing here. On your next exhale, we'll windmill the arms down and we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. Walk your fingertips back behind you if you'd like to come into a nice, a little bit deeper of a stretch. From here, we can walk the fingertips over to the left leg. You can heel toe your foot any way you want. We'll just come into a nice little half squat. What that means, you can be a nice right angle in your knee. You can try to come all the way down a little bit deeper. You can also come all the way down to the pose. You can place that heel down onto the mat if you're able, and lift the other foot into the air, pointing the toes to the sky and resting the heel on the mat. On your next exhale, you can rotate that opposite heel down, lift your bum into the air, walk yourself over to the opposite foot, and come into whatever expression you came into on the first side. On your next inhale, you can press your bum back into the air. We'll heel toe the feet together as much as you're comfortable. We'll just lower the bum down into a squat, whatever that means to you. See if you can get your heels to hit the ground. You can always bring your feet out a little wider if you'd like to do that. My heels obviously do not reach the ground. You can place a blanket or a block underneath your heels if you'd like. And when you're ready, you can drop the hands to the mat, push that bum into the air. We'll walk around. So we're in a forward fold. Let's step back. So we're in downward facing dog. From here, we'll roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And then exhale, press back to downward facing dog. From here, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Push that right heel back down to the mat. On your exhale, we'll bend the knees, sweep the foot forward so you're in a low lunge with your left foot in front. From here, we'll rotate the back heel down, inhale up for warrior one. Exhale down for humble warrior. Inhale up for warrior one. Exhale out for warrior two. Breathing here. On your next inhale, bring your palm to the sky, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Breathing here, front knee is still bent. On your next inhale, straighten out that front knee. Exhale your hands out and then down for triangle pose. Your hand can come to a block or the mat or your shin. On your next inhale, come back to warrior two. We'll exhale down to side angle pose. From here, we'll windmill down to our wide-legged forward fold again. On your next inhale, we'll come to a wide-legged flat back. And then on your exhale, we'll walk the fingertips around to the front foot, frame that front foot. Kick the front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. So you're in a forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward. And inhaling, rolling up to stand. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale your arms into the air. Exhale, bend your knee, lower the bum, chair pose. Inhaling in chair. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, arms above your head, warrior 1. Exhale, rotate out to the side for warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale to come into triangle. Inhale to come back into warrior 2. Exhale for side angle pose. Inhaling here. Exhale, rotate down, frame that front foot. And we'll kick off that back foot into the air, warrior 3. Option to have your hands at heart center here. Option for the arms to be reaching out in front of you like Superman. Option to have the hands on the mat or a block. On your next inhale, open up the hips. Bring that foot to a horizontal, just horizontal, for half moon pose. And finally, exhaling, folding forward, bring that foot up into the air as much as you can. Standing split. Bring that back foot back down to the mat. We'll kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing the foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, back heel down, arms up in the air, warrior 1. Exhale, out to the side, warrior 2. Inhale, forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Exhale, knee straight, come forward and then down for triangle pose. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhaling into side angle pose. Breathing here. Exhale, rotate those hands down to frame that front foot. Bringing those hips square to the front of the mat. We'll kick off that back leg into warrior 3. Standing foot is nice and strong. Back foot is flexed, pushing off that back wall. Hands can be at heart center, reach down in front of you like Superman, or helping you balance on the mat or a block. On your next inhale, open your hips up for half moon pose. Breathing here. On your next exhale, you can rotate your hips back down, fold forward, and jut that leg back out behind you for standing split. On your next exhale, you can kick that back foot back. Kick that front foot back to meet the back one. Downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Exhale to release your hands to either side. Whew, all right, beautiful, shake it out. All right, go ahead and stand in mountain pose at the front of the mat. We'll inhale the arms into the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips. Breathing here. We're going to exhale, bring that foot to the outside of the right hand. So we have hand, hand, foot. Breathing here in lizard. If you'd like to stay here, you can. You can also drop that back knee down and bring the top of the foot to the mat. If you're happy here, you can stay. You can also bring your forearms to the mat or to a block, whatever's most comfortable, and just hug that shoulder and knee together. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck here. You can nod your head yes, you can shake your head no. So when you're ready, you can remove any props you may have. Bring your palms back to the mat. Tuck that back toe under if you didn't already. Lift that right leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Bring that left heel down to the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, open up the hips, bend the knee. Breathing here, nice big inhale. And then exhale, swing that shin forward, and we'll come into pigeon pose. Back leg is straight back behind you. Give yourself any support you may need. Lift that chest up to the sky and then fold forward for pigeon pose. On your next inhale, you can lift your chest into the air, remove any props you may have, and come back into a tabletop pose. We'll wiggle out the hips here. Tuck the toes under, come back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Keep it on the outside of the hands, foot, hand. Lizard pose. If you're happy here, stay. If you'd like to drop that back knee down and put the top of the foot onto the mat, you're more than welcome to. If you'd like to bring your forearms down to a block or a mat, you can. We'll just breathe here, hugging that knee into the shoulder. On your next inhale, you can remove any props you may have. Tuck that back toe under. We'll lift that left leg into the air again, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips, take a big, deep breath here. And on your exhale, we'll swing that shin forward and come into pigeon pose. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight behind you. Make sure you're giving yourself any support you may need. Inhaling to shine the chest forward and exhaling to fold into pigeon. On your next inhale, you can lift your chest in the air, remove any props you may have. You can finagle yourself back to tabletop. Give your hips a little shake. Tuck those back toes under, lift back up into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you can roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. When you're ready, you can roll forward to plank and lower down onto the mat in one motion. On your next exhale, we'll go ahead and roll onto your back, bringing your knees bent and your feet to the mat. Your feet can be about max width distance apart, and we'll start with just gently windshield wipering the legs back and forth. When you're ready, you can scoot your feet in so that you can just about graze your heels with your fingertips. Reach your hands to the sides towards your feet. Reach those fingertips out in all directions and grab the mat with the tips of your fingers. And we're just going to start, before we do bridges, with just nice little pelvic lifts. So release any tension you have in your glutes and just rock your pelvis back and forth, bringing that tailbone into the air. When you've done about 10 or so, or you just feel comfortable, you can change those little tailbone lifts to whole pelvis lifts And just bring that pelvis up into the air. No need to come into a full bridge just yet. Inhale the pelvis into the air, just so maybe your legs go, oh, I don't know, 30-degree angle. And when you feel like you've done enough of those, we'll come into one last full bridge. So you can inhale your hips into the air. You can interlace your fingers back behind you. You can fold those shoulder blades behind your back. And just breathe, reaching that chest towards the chin. You can release your hands, release your shoulders, release the block from beneath you if you had one, and just windshield wiper out those knees again. Bring your knees into your chest, hug them in nice and tight. You can rock back and forth. You can roll to and fro, whatever you prefer. When you're ready, we'll release the legs and bring the knees into a nice 90-degree angle. Your shins are parallel to the mat. We're going to do some gentle toe touches. So keeping those hips nice and even onto the mat, keeping your left leg at a right angle, keeping that shin parallel to the mat. We're going to just drop the right toe down, bring it back up, drop the left toe down, bring it back up. Again, your hips are remaining very secure here. You're pulling your belly button towards your spine. You can place your palms on the mat next to you if you need stability. If you'd like an added challenge, you can keep those palms about 2 inches off the mat. When you feel good about that, we'll bring both legs up again so that they're in a tabletop pose, and just drop both toes down. Bring them back up. Drop both toes down, bring them back up. Exhale to drop the toes down. Inhale to bring them up. Do 2 more like that. Drop the toes down, bring them back up. And when you're ready, we'll hug both knees into the chest again. Rock back and forth. And we'll do kind of a similar thing, bringing that tabletop pose again, bringing those shins so they're parallel to the mat. Normally from here, we would bend the knees in and shift to the side for our twist. But instead, we're going to keep the hips nice and steady on the ground and just move the knees back and forth like a pendulum. You can inhale back to center and exhale out to the side if you'd like. You can use your hands to help stabilize your hips, or if you'd like that added challenge, reach them out to the side next to you. We'll do a few more like that. And when you feel like you've had enough, you can hug those knees back into your chest again, nice and tight. And this time we will drop to one side, coming into your twist. Hands can be out into a T. They can be cartoon cactus arms. You can have one hand on your knees to help your twist. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or away from your knees. On your next inhale, you can bring those knees back to the center and exhale to release them to the other side. On your next inhale, you can come back to center, hug those knees into your chest again. And we'll come into a gentle inversion, whatever that means to you. You can bring your legs up into the air at a 90-degree angle. You can always place a block underneath your sacrum. You can do legs up the wall. If you have a wall near you, you can do supported shoulder stand and bring your hands back behind your shoulder blades and lift your body into the air. Just get your legs above your heart for a few precious breaths. When you're ready, you can come down from your inversion, remove any supports you may have. We'll hug those knees into the chest again. This time we'll reach for the interiors of your feet for happy baby. You can rock back and forth. You can practice extending one leg out while bending the other one in. You can pull the knees into the elbows. Release your hands from your feet and bring the bottoms of the feet together onto the mat. We'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined goddess pose. Your heels can be as close to your pelvis or as far away as you're comfortable. I recommend holding the thighs with your hands if you'd like. If you have blocks, you can place them under the knees. And just breathe here for a moment. Reclined goddess pose. Gently lift your thighs into the air. Help them with your hands if you need to. You can extend your legs out in front of you and come into your final resting pose. You can begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. You can introduce small movements in your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can roll onto one side using your arm as a pillow and take one breath in the fetal position. When you're ready, you can use that same slow quality of movement and come onto a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to heart center. You can lower your gaze if you'd like or close your eyes. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to yoga and doing something for you. We'll inhale for Om. Om. Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. May all beings be free from suffering.